In this video, we are going to talk about why going no contact with a narcissist is important. They didn't expect me to leave, did they? So I'm going to explain to you why no contact is important for you, right? So a narcissist will not give you closure. That's number one. So do yourself a favor by stopping any contacts with a narcissist. So in this video, let's talk about what and when you go no contact with a narcissist, what are they going to do, and why it's important for you, other than what I've just said, that they're not going to give you closure. Right, my name is Busi. If you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, thank you for your time. I am an 18-year-old. No, I'm not 18 years old. That's wrong. I survived 18 years of narcissistic abuse. I didn't know it was narcissism. There's no way you're going to know because it's emotional. It's emotional abuse. And you're made to take all the blame. You have to shoulder all the blame. Everything that's not going on well in the relationship, it's on you. They are so entitled that they feel we should be working so hard for things to work out. Whatever you do is not enough. You can't fill a bottomless pit, can you? I mean, we know when you go to Nando's, they give us bottomless drinks, but it's a bottomless drink. But when you drink it, I mean, how many glasses can you take out of that bottomless drink? And I know it's marketing, and it works very well for them. Yeah. So going back to the narcissist will not give you closure because how dare you? You want to take away their power. How dare you? You want to change who they are. They're not going to change. I mean, there's a saying that if you meet a person and they're already an adult, this will be like a love relationship, right? If their own parents could not change them or mold them into whatever, what are the chances that you're going to do it? I mean, unless if they are willing to change, because change can only come from within. So, therefore, how dare you even want to poke your little fingers into their business? Okay, now, when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, there's so many layers that they've hidden away from you. You did not even know that they manipulated you to be in a relationship with them. Now, when you've taken back your power, you've come to a realization that something is off in this relationship. Something just doesn't sit right with here. And it's because they are acting out. What you have been entertaining is not real. What they've presented to you was just a way of trapping you. So now you've decided to leave, right? Clap hands for you, because that is a very good thing for you to do. I did it, and there's no turning back. No, not turning back. Because I realized, I learned, I observed that we were going through a cycle. The cycles kept repeating themselves. And as soon as I knew about narcissism, I was like, I've seen this many times before. But then I thought everyone lived like that. I thought that's how relationships unfold for most people. Although there'll be differences because we're different anyway. Now, going no contact with a narcissist is just going to make them angry, but we don't care. We don't care because we want to heal. We want to live our best life. We want to enjoy life. We came to experience this thing called life. So if they are angry, it's their business. We're not going to get into their business. Remember, they didn't want us to get into their business in the beginning. They didn't want our fingers in it. And then the next one will be just, when you go no contact, like you block them on all your social medias, you change your number, change your number and give it to few people, or maybe just, start afresh. Now, when you do that, that's going to enable you to go no contact. And if you can avoid people that are linked to them, because then they're able to get information through them. They did that to me. I'm talking from experience. I actually had people from out of the blue calling me and about something totally different. But that was a way for them to sweeten the deal, isn't it? And then I'll be like, oh yeah, my longtime friend has decided to call me. Oh, let's catch up. But then at the same time, they'll talk about, obviously, that's when you talk about how is family. And then, you end up talking about you're no longer together, but as if they didn't know. And then as time goes on, they'll be like, you don't never believe what happened. Be like, what happened? I got a call from your ex. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then now you start talking about them. So if you can avoid those people, I had to cut ties with them because I was like, no way are you gonna interfere with my healing. I am healing right now. I need to process. I need to come to terms with which bits of me allowed them to think they could do whatever they were doing to me. No, I'm not blaming myself. I'm just being accountable, because we are accountable. You see, we are responsible for our life. So therefore, I have to introspect, I have to reflect, I have to take stock of, and even to go within and rediscover myself. Because when you've been through a toxic, narcissistic abuse relationship, you don't know who you are. At the end of the day, you are that confused that you probably get to the point where you're gonna ask people, what is my name? Seriously. When somebody asks you what's your name, and you have to stop to think. Your name is automatic. If somebody wakes you up in your sleep, you're supposed to be able to just say what your name is. But if you have to stop and think, what did you say? What is your name? You'd be like, full name, surname, first name. What do you mean? Isn't that obvious? Just say what it is, and then they'll tell you what's the other one. That's how damaging narcissistic abuse is. Psychologically, mentally. So healing is of top of the list, okay? Top of the list. Now the other thing is when you go no contact, they can't control you. When you leave, you've taken away their power, they can't control you, and now when you add another layer on top, no contact, their power is gone. They can't manipulate you now. If, for example, in my case, they discarded me 2 times. The first time, they just packed their bag and then they were going to leave. And I wasn't even aware that there was a problem in our relationship. I mean, I was just like as confused as anybody else. And I only got to know when somebody called me, a pastor, wanting to mediate. I was like, what is the problem? Because I wasn't aware. So you see what a narcissist does? They manipulate you. They do things in the background. They watch your every move. And then they just wait for you to say something. I mean, they actually provoked you so that they can use that against you to say, you did this to me, so I behave like this because you started it. Never accountable. So entitled. Never wrong. Don't care about people. Now, when they did that, they didn't even last a day. They came back. Where are they gonna go with no money? And I think they just wanted to reinforce their control on me, because then I was gonna start behaving differently, work harder for the relationship so that they don't leave. Maybe they didn't even mean it. I'm not gonna know. You see what I mean? Now, the second time is when I had my second child. My baby was just 6 months old. Can you imagine those baby phases? You're supposed to be enjoying them. But then the narcissist was like, no, this is my time to pounce. So they packed their bag and left, under the disguise that they're going to college. Now, I was, when you've just given birth, you'll be going through so many hormonal changes and also adapting to life with a newborn, and also taking care of the other kid that was already there, 8 years old at the time. So now, when they left, they were calling as if everything was fine. I was like, excuse me? So they actually got me more confused about what is going on, because I was like, this person, we are no longer together, because you don't live here and we don't even have an agreement that you should be doing what you're doing. Okay, so this is the second time, right? So before I decided enough was enough, I think they were in the process of selling our home. They were negotiating with the estate agents. But obviously, if it's a joint home, if it's a joint ownership, you need to give consent for them to sell. You can't just, one person can't just decide, I'm going to sell the house and then it gets sold. No. Thank God for that that arrangement that is in place, because had that not been there, they would have sold the house and then probably would have gotten to know when somebody had come to say, it's our house now, so you need to pack your things and go. Where are we gonna go? Why? So now, having left and having no contact with the narcissist, it has actually helped me to process a lot of, like some of the things that I've just explained to you, and the other things that were happening, and then my brain was like, we can't deal with that. We can't, because you just end up being in fight and flight mode, survival mode, such that you're not processing any emotions, and then you start feeling your body is hurting here, you start feeling pain in places that you'd be like, but I didn't do anything, I didn't harm myself, so what happened? It's because of trauma, it's because of stored emotions that your body didn't get a chance to respond to, didn't get a chance to process, because it will be like constant attacks, constant up and down of emotions. 1 minute you think everything is fine, the next minute they've done something wrong, you're so angry at them, you're so angry at yourself, and then you're like, I didn't mean to be that dramatic, but yeah, so going no contact, as you can tell from these experiences, is very important, not only for your healing, but for your peace of mind, for going forward. I mean, they don't deserve your time and energy. They don't. I mean, for what? What's going to change now? So they might hoover on you. Like I've just said something about the friend from out of the blue who decides to call me, and just checking. Like I said, there's no closure. Yeah, they will hoover on you. If that doesn't work, they will send other people to try and say, oh, sweeten the deal. Oh, they just said that they were they'd found accommodation for us. Really? So you see what a narcissist does? They don't consider your opinion. It doesn't exist. It doesn't matter. And I remember them even telling that long-time friend who called me from out of the blue that they were just supposed to tell me their message without giving me a chance to respond. And then, because I no contact with them, I was able to realize that's how they were like all throughout the 18-year-old ordeal. 18-year ordeal. Because I remember I would be like, are you gonna give me a chance to respond? And then they just kept on talking. And I used to wonder, what is going on with this person? That was before I knew about narcissism. So, going no contact will speed up your healing. I mean, I can't emphasize this long enough. I am, how many years? This year will be my 3rd year since I left the 18-year narcissistic abuse relationship. Oh, dreadful. I can't even imagine I was in it, to be honest. But yeah, it's in the past, and the past is relevant, is valid. It's helping me move forward because now I can talk about this, and I hope whatever age you are, whatever stage you are, there's no reason you should give a narcissist contact. There is no reason. I mean, write down in the comment section why you think it is important for you to have contact with a narcissist. I have 2 children, and especially my eldest one, she saw everything. I mean, from when she was born till the age of 16. So she just, they never had a relationship. I had a very good relationship with my dad, and I thought it was going to be automatic. But no. When my son was born, it was even worse. I just could see the anger, the hatred towards the child. I had things that I couldn't reconcile. Like, what? About... Yeah, a narcissist will call you names. They want to discredit you. They want to chip away at your character, your confidence, you just be a walking shell. So now that you've come out, I mean, no contact is the only answer. This is like when you take back your control from the narcissist. So yeah, with that said, when you go no contact with the narcissist, it's just for your own good. It is for your own benefit. It will just speed up your healing. I mean, you will be able to just live your life. You know, when their voice is no longer in your head, you're able to turn this way and then, forge ahead. But then if they're always in your head and then you're like ruminating, they said that, what did I mean by that? And then now you're trying to get them to explain and then they don't answer, they don't reply to questions. I mean, no. You can try it, but just know that there's no closure. And not only that, you're just prolonging your suffering instead of starting your healing journey and live again. I mean, gain your power. Yeah, gain your power. Start going shopping. Live your life. So with that said, I hope you found value in this video. My name is Busi. I am from Elevate Worth and I am doing my bit after experiencing narcissistic abuse myself and coming out of it. I just feel that there's no need that I cannot sleep at night without sharing about this, because I mean there need to be awareness about narcissistic abuse, because it's just like hidden under the surface. It's hidden. It's emotional abuse and nobody believes you. Nobody trusts. Well, people are not aware. They think that abuse is physical, so you got to have bruises or wounds or for them to say, oh, something has happened to you. But if you're explaining like I'm doing, no, it doesn't sit well with people. So like I said, I love you so much and thank you for your time. I hope you come again. There's more videos on the channel and you take care.